Hey everyone, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Brianna. In today's practice, there's going to be no standing postures, and also apologies in advance if my dog Baby Bear makes a physical appearance through the video, or maybe you hear her snoring or some of her sound effects in the background. That disclaimer now out there. Let's get started. Please find a seated position if you're not there already. I want you to sit up nice and tall, long spine. Bring your hands either to your knees or the mat beside you. We're gonna do a short breathing exercise just to bring our mind to our practice and really focus, because I know some of you are just doing this to check something off your to-do list. But regardless of the reason, while we're here, let's be here. Let's be present in this moment together. So close your eyes, and I want you to inhale for 1, hold for 1, exhale for 1. Inhale for 1, 2, hold for 1, 2, exhale for 1, 2. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, hold for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 1, 2, 3. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to let your breathing return to normal. As you inhale, still try to fill your lungs and expand your belly. Exhale, let everything collapse. Take a few more breaths here with your eyes closed. And then slowly open your eyes. Again, sitting up nice and tall, I want you to lean right. You can place the right hand on the ground. Left arm sweeps up and over. Keep your hips rooted to the mat. Try to bring your chest up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then sweep in front of you and over. And we'll do the other side. So left arm is reaching down on the mat. Right arm reaches up. And then again, we sweep forward, and we'll just do this a few more times. Really just open up the side body. Open your heart towards the sky. Root down in your hips. Press them into the mat. Just take a few more at your own pace. Whatever feels good. Just kind of warming up our body. And then find stillness. Let's take a seated cat-cow. So I want you to round your spine. Again, hips press into the mat, shoulders roll forward. Shoulders press away, making space for the belly to come out front. And then round your spine. And then drop the belly, shoulders back. Round the spine. And then press the belly forward, shoulders roll back. All right, find some stillness. Let's continue to warm up the spine. Right hand comes to left knee. Left hand reaches behind you. Turn to look over that left shoulder. And we'll hold here. Make sure to take some deep breaths. and release. And let's do the other side. Left hand comes to right knee, right hand reaches behind, and we turn to look over that shoulder. And you're gonna root down in your hips. Take a long, slow breath. On your next inhale, return to center. So we're gonna come onto our mats, onto tabletop position. I want you to take your knees wide, big toes touch. Come into a child's pose, sending the hands and arms wide and in front of you, long in front of you, not wide. You can let your forehead touch the mat. Press the hips down and back. You should feel a stretch in your hips and in your shoulders and your upper back here. On your next inhale, walk the hands towards you and then behind you. And I want you to send the hips up towards the ceiling. Let the head roll back. Press into your hands. And then you can release, walk back to child's pose. So your chest, your heart are pressing down towards your mat. And then walk the hands towards your knees, walk them behind you, press into your hands, lift the hips up towards the sky, let your head roll back. Really press up with the hips and release. And then let's come back to tabletop. So you're gonna press into your right hand. Left arm reaches up and then under. And then reach up and under. One more time, reach up. And then this time, as you thread your arm underneath you, you're gonna let the shoulder come to the mat. Walk your right hand up towards the top of your mat. You can let your left ear also come to the mat. Take a deep breath here. And return the right hand under your shoulder, press up, back to tabletop. We'll do the other side. So press into the left hand, right arm reaches up and under. We reach up and under. One more time, reach, 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 and then thread the needle under. Right ear and shoulder come to the mat. Left hand walks up towards the top of the mat. Take a deep breath here. And then bring the left hand back under your shoulder, press up, back to tabletop. So from here, press into your hands. You've got knees under hips. You're gonna bring left knee to left elbow and then straighten the leg behind you like we do for bird dog. So left knee to left elbow, straighten the leg behind you. Press into that heel. The left knee to left elbow, one more time, and then press that leg back, press into the heel. And then we're just gonna hold. I want you to go ahead and reach the right arm long. Engage your core, press into that left hand, and release. Okay, let's do the other side. So right knee to right elbow, and then press the leg back, press into that heel. Right knee to right elbow, press the leg back, press into that heel. One more time, right knee to right elbow, press the leg back, press into that heel. Root down into the right arm, lift the left. Take a breath here. Release. Nice work. So from here, I want you to bring the right foot between your hands. So we're in a low lunge. I want you to open your heart. Shoulders are down and back. You're gazing forward, so none of this. Think about stretching that left hip flexor. And then from here, we're gonna rise, press into that front foot. Arms are reaching up overhead. On your next exhale, cactus the arms or half angel, whatever you like to call this. Press your elbows back, shoulders down. You wanna open your chest, open your heart. And release. From here, walk your right foot towards the right side of the mat, lizard pose. If you have blocks, you're welcome to come onto your forearms on a block, or if you are just that flexible that you can come down onto your forearms, go for it. You can also tuck your back toes, lift your back knee here if that feels good. I'm gonna leave mine down. And again, press into your hands, keep your shoulders away from your ears, and gaze forward. Unless, of course, you're on your forearms, but still try to keep your gaze slightly forward. Should feel a really good stretch in that left hip. And when you're ready, we're gonna walk the foot back to the center of our mat between the hands. And then we're gonna go back to tabletop. So just slide that foot back. And then we'll do the other side. So left foot comes between the hands. And again, gaze forward, open your heart. And then when you're ready, we're gonna press into the front foot. Arms reach up towards the sky, shoulders are down. And then cactus the arms, press back with those elbows. Open your heart. Really open that chest. Take a deep breath here. And release the hands back down. I want you to walk left foot to the left side of the mat. Whatever you did on the other side, make sure to repeat it on this side. So if you tucked the toes, lifted the back knee, maybe this side's a little tighter and you can't come down onto your forearms though, that's okay. I'm hoping you can't hear it, but baby bear's definitely snoring now. We went to the park this morning and I think it knocked her out a little bit. Go ahead and walk that foot back towards the center of your mat and then come back to tabletop. So from here, I want you to turn the fingertips to face the knees and stretch out the wrists. Oh yeah. You can do one hand at a time if that feels good. And come back to tabletop. Go ahead and Come back to our seated position, but this time bring the feet together. Butterfly pose. I know there's like a couple other names for this, but you know, it's kind of hard to forget in grade school when they just called this butterfly. So sit up nice and tall, feet together, and think about bringing the chest down to meet the feet. So long spine. We don't want to start rounding here. Long spine, shoulders away from the ears. This is as far as I can go, and that's totally fine because we're all different. Some of you might have your nose to your feet. If that's the case, hope you showered today. I know in the summertime, my feet get a little stinky, to be honest. My mom used to tease me about it all the time when I was a kid. Take some deep breaths here. How's your body feeling right now? Are you starting to relax? You feel anything loosening up? Go ahead and inhale, rise. I want to take just another simple stretch here. Leg out long. I have my left foot out first. Right heel's coming in. I'm going to adjust my hips. And I'm gonna turn slightly to the left and just, again, think about bringing my chest down towards the leg. Should feel a good stretch in your hamstring, maybe a little bit of the inner thigh. If you want to turn completely and come down, go for it. Be really gentle with yourself here, okay? And rise. I'm not gonna take too long on these stretches here. All right, other leg out, other heel in. Flex that foot. Turn to the right if you're on your right leg. And again, just think about coming down. We're just taking it nice and easy today. Don't know what day you're doing this video, but for me it's self-care Sunday, so just taking it easy, stretching that body, getting prepared for Monday, and we're gonna rise. Okay, go ahead and bring both feet out, and again, you can adjust your hips a little bit there. Flex the feet and then walk your hands forward. Again, be really gentle with yourself. There is no reason to push yourself to the point of pain, okay? Self-care Sunday, self-care Monday, whatever day you're doing this, we're doing it to take care of our bodies, not to reach some impossible goal. Not to mimic somebody else's Instagram photo, right? We're just doing this to take care of us. And rise. Okay, from here, legs come together. I'm gonna turn to the side though. And hands come beside you, sit up nice and tall, flex the feet. And then again, chest towards the legs, but we're not doing any of that. Get the nose down there, okay? Take a deep breath here. Release. Okay, and release the stretch. We're gonna come onto our backs here. I want to take a reclined pigeon instead of a regular pigeon today. So bring right ankle over left knee, left foot comes off the ground, both feet are flexed, and we're going to thread our arms underneath and grab a hold of the left thigh. And then bring that left knee in towards the body, right knee is actively pressing away. your mind starts to drift here, go back to that counting exercise that we did at the beginning of the practice, because again, you want to stay here in this moment. Other things you can do to stay present are focus on the senses in this moment. So what are you smelling right now? What do you hear, besides my voice? Any birds chirping outside? Your neighbors playing obnoxiously loud music? Do you taste anything in your mouth? Any remnants of coffee? Maybe your lunch or your dinner? Go ahead and release. We'll do the other side. Really lean into that feeling, that stretch that you're feeling. And release. From here, we're gonna do happy baby, another hip stretch, because I'm thinking I need one. I've been doing a lot of sitting lately. I've actually been kind of appalled at how little I've been moving over the last couple weeks. Part of it's because I hurt my ankle and I'm trying to rest it. But yeah, those hips get really tight with all that sitting, so the wider you spread your feet here, the more you're gonna feel it in your hips. And if you can't reach the outsides of your feet, you can do peace fingers around the big toes. And if it feels good, you can rock a little, as you've probably noticed I'm doing. But I'm also on a rug, and my mat's pretty squishy, so depending on what your floor is like, this may not feel good. And if it doesn't feel good, just don't do it. As you're focusing on the senses and being in this moment, I hope one of the things you're not hearing is my dog snoring. And go ahead and release. The last pose I want to do before we move into our final resting pose is waterfall pose. If you're near a wall, you're welcome to rest your legs on the wall. Otherwise, just feet are facing the ceiling. Make sure your back is pressed into the mat. Your lower back is not lifting. Just take some breaths here. Bring the knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Especially, I don't know about you, but I haven't gotten very many hugs in the last year, so give yourself a hug. And on your next exhale, release to Shavasana. And again, this isn't somewhere where you're gonna start thinking about what's next. We're still in our practice and we're gonna remain in this moment. So go back to the counting exercises or go back to thinking about your senses and where and what they're experiencing in this moment. Or you're welcome to fall asleep like my baby bear. When you're ready, begin to move your fingers and then your toes. Bring your feet back to the mat, maybe turn onto one side. And then make your way back to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I hope you choose to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and practice with me again sometime.